because I wanted to commit suicide to join her. And then I thank God because of my younger brother. His name is Steve. And my spiritual parents, Bishop Mungai, they came in that office. After the doctor had locked it, the doctor only allowed the two to come in, sorry. And they told me, they asked, they told me, they asked me, sorry, what did he tell you? I told Dad and my brother, your daughter is no more. And he looked at me and he told me it is well. And I'm like, how would you tell me it's well that she's well? And she sat me down and told me, Ochieng, I know what you're thinking. But don't do what you're thinking. You have a son to take care of. And then my son was 1 year old, some months.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to yet another episode of Ready to Mingle. My name is Aniru Kenya and we are so excited to have you here. Today is a special day. We have a very close friend to us, a friend, a pastor, a brother, and he is here to share with us his journey, a journey of hope, pain, tears, healing, and just victory, walking with the Lord and trusting the Lord. You know what we do here? We talk about marriage, we talk about relationship, we talk about second chances, we talk about the hope that has been availed for us believers and even for non-believers, because marriage is for all. Marriage was not made for believers. Marriage is for all. So even if you are not a Christian, but you are going through something, you're desiring to get married, this show is for you. So do me a favor. Subscribe, click on the notification bell so that you do not miss any of our episodes. So here we go. Karibu sana.
Asante sana. Thank you.
Thank you. It is so exciting and it's an honor to have you on our show.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I know you, but the people don't. So we need to begin from there.
Yes.
Yeah, introduction.
Introduction. I'm Pastor Charles Ochieng from Word of Faith Church, Kawangware. And we love the Lord. And he's my friend for so long. Yeah.
Karibu sana. So we're going to get into, we will take steps back to where all this began.
Yeah.
I mean, into the line where we're going, talking about marriage, restoration, and we will go into some wounds, which I know have healed, because I can see the fruits.
Yes.
I can see the fruits. I know that the wounds have healed, but we will go back to them because there's probably somebody who is going through it and they don't know what to do and they're feeling like they're alone.
Yeah.
In the whole world, nobody is going through what they're going through. That's what they're feeling in the moment.
Yes.
But you have been married before and your wife passed away and left you with a son.
Yes.
Before we get to how you met and what happened to her and how you managed to raise your son for a little bit by yourself, probably we can go back to who was Ochieng before getting married. What kind of who was he? Let's go to the young man.
Young man. Okay.
Yes.
The young Ochieng was just a normal person, a normal boy who got born again sometimes in the year 1997. I used to do a lot of things. I used to do mugging, those kind of things. And I remember when I got born again, that day I was in corner and then I heard a voice, someone calling me. So I followed the voice until we reached Satellite, and I saw people preaching, some of them Reverend Peter and our Bishop Francis Mungai. And when the altar call was called, I was the only person who got born again. And in my pockets, I was carrying my stuff, like the secret cigarettes and the mirrors. And so it was not easy. I remember Pastor Peter usually gave this testimony that he pushed me into salvation. And from there we began our journey. I worked in church for some years. I became a music director. I remember that's when we met with the Anne. We met with Anne. And we did ministry all over Kawangware. We were known. And then we disappeared. Anne went her way. I went one way.
Yeah.
And again, now we met. And I remember when I was still young, together with my friend, right now he's a pastor, Pastor Anganga. We made a vow that when we reach 27 years old is when we will get married. And I remember also I made a promise to my mom, and this is mine, not for everybody. I told my mom, me, I want to marry a little girl. And she asked me why. And I explained what I explained by then. And so I remember when I got the girl that I got married to, she was an orphan. Me, I was not an orphan. And you know, getting married to an orphan is something sometimes very hard, because now you act as a father and a mother at the same time. But by the grace of God, we managed in the year 2006, on the date 16th, we got married.
She was not Luo. She
was a cute.
Okay.
Her name was Esther Warrior. And so we got married, and the people came.
How was the now before? Because I know 2006, 2007,
It was not.
there was a division between the Luo and Kikuyu.
I love the Lord so much, because when God plans things, no one can stop those things. And I remember even when we were doing the Rorashio, God made a way, because my late wife was raised by a Luo mom, or what do we call it, guardian, and a Luia guardian. So the father was a Luia, and the mother was a Luo. But it was a challenge, because I remember when we were planning to go to Kenamba, we were told, no, you can't go. But I thank God, because she was born again, she loved the Lord, and the parents, the guardians, knew that she was that. And so they said, okay, these people have refused you to come. No, you just come to my place. So we went to their place, and I didn't have money. Get it? I remember I had saved 8,000. 8,000 not a year's leave, but that's the money that I had. And it was faith. I went together with my daughter, Kina Grace, and the rest. They told me, Dad, we are going. Okay, we went. And then my marital parent, or my parent, Bishop Excellent, was the one who was carrying Kabasha, but we had separated 4,000, 2,000, 2,000, yeah? And he told me, Ochieng, no, we want to merge this money. And then we had 8,000, and we gave it. And so I remember there was an old man who pressurized me. No, young man, we cannot give you the girl. You don't have enough money. If you can only raise 8,000. Can you manage even to take care of this guy? And you know, by then I was, I went out, and so I told my girl, and they refused. They said no.
Dawa?
Like Panadol, so that I can cool my head.
Okay.
And they said, no, you just be here. Things will be okay. They were the one who had faith more than even me. And so we discussed. At the end of it all, they said, okay, we are going to give you the girl. Remember, by then, no pastor could allow you to have a wedding without a written document from the parents. So we stayed. Bishop was telling me, Ochieng, I know you are getting married, but I haven't received the letter. I called my mother-in-law. I told her, Mom, are you not giving me the letter? I told me, no, you are supposed to come again. And I said, no, my God didn't tell me to come again. I was to come once. And so we fought, and then at the end of it all, she said, no, tell the girl to come and pick the letter. And that was it. And there was another also issue. You couldn't do a wedding without a letter from the parents, also a letter from hospital.
Showing that you're not sick.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
So we went, and you know, the hard one was the HIV test. because sometimes you don't know when you will get it, or even if you have it. So I think we went to a certain hospital, which I don't want to mention the name because I'm not selling that hospital. Now, went there, we sat down, katoa damu, wanapima. The waiting period ndio ilikuwa shida, because by then you are supposed, they were supposed to test you, and then you come later for the result. And they were not supposed to open the letter. You are being given sealed.
Seal. You take it to your pastor.
Take it to your pastor.
Seal. So you don't know your results.
Yes. Wow, God. So we went, naomba Mungu to God. Let it be negative. And we went. And it was negative. And so we began the wedding. I didn't have money. Friends helped us. And I remember the pre-wedding that we did, it raised around 40,000. Now we are asking how.
What was the budget?
Budget of wedding was around 100 plus. But you have 40.
Yeah.
And I told God, if it's your will, let it be.
Yeah.
And so friends came through. I remember I didn't buy even a cake. One of my daughters said, no, I'll be the one who is buying that cake. The other one said, no, I'll be the one who is taking care of the gown, your suit, and the rest. And then we got married that day. I didn't have a car, but yeah, I remember one of our elders, they alikuwa amenunua hizi Toyota station wagon. Yeah. It was new. KAW, I will never forget that car. And so we went to him. So, and he said, okay, I'll do it. Now, my late wife said, no, mi sitolewi huku, natolewa doni. I'm like, where? To have money. So I told my young men, wanaitagwa? Groomsmen, yeah. I told them, guys, sisi hatuendi, sisi tutakaa tu within hapa. Si tutume hao wazee, tukachukua Nissan. Wakaniambia, dad, tutachukua Nissan, because by then I used to have that team ilikuwa inaitwa Pure Praise. Now the Pure Praise told me, now you guys, nyinyi sisi tutachukua Nissan, tuende tukachukue, and then wewe bakini tu hapa. So tukangoja. Saa 6 ndio my girl akafika.
Narusi ilikuwa
sana. So harusi ikafanywa. My guardian parents, they said hatutakuja, but to my surprise they came.
They came to the wedding.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm like, wow, this is God. And to my surprise, my mother-in-law akatuletea zawadi nzuri. God, this is you. So we got married. Okay, honeymoon, no useme honeymoon tulikuwa wapi. So we just went around. Just around for 3 days because I don't know. Because mistake about people do.
Yeah.
You expect ya kwamba zile bahasha zitakuwa. So my father akatupeleka ni Matigari ndio pale kona. We went to spend up. Sisi ndio tumeoa pole oana. Lakini huko kuna tu vituko mpaka watu wanakuja kuwagongea. But we said, okay, for the sake of our father, we just be here. So before he left, akatuambia tufungue mabahasha. Tulipigwa na mshangao. Because we were expecting, okay, at least katika hizi do watu wamepeana, we could get some money ambayo itatupeleka far. But hazikutupeleka far. But tukashukuru Mungu. We went somewhere in Ngong. We stayed there for 3 days. And we came back. Coming back, we didn't have money. So kumbuka kwamba ni ile keki. Ile mlikatiwa nusu. Iliwekwa kwa fridge. Kwa mtu, si kwa mtu. So akaniuliza, now honey, rada. Nikamwambia, hey, we don't have anything to eat. Nikamwambia, si tuko na keki. Yeah, tuko na keki. Si uende ulete ile keki. Akaenda akaleta keki na strong tea. And that was our first meal in our house.
Your first meal was a cake and a black tea.
Yes. And that is it. And then we stayed because we had sat down and said, hatakuwa na mtoto. Enjoy our marriage for 3 years. I could enjoy marriage. Ilikuwa ni plan. within 3 years nilikuwa nimepata kazi. So that was the plan that I had. But unajua nilikuwa namuingiza box. Kwa sababu to me, I don't believe in this. You get married and then unaanza kusumbua watu. Mazee mimi sina kakitu bana. Hakuna kitu ya kukula. Mtu yeye analala njaa, because I used to see that hata tukiwa church kwa wengi ambao walioa without having a stable job. So after 2 years, I got a job and she got a job.
Okay. So when you were getting married, both of you were not working. You were just in ministry.
We were in ministry, but I was somewhere doing kakibarua 2 days.
Okay.
And nikienda nalipwa thao. Then nikienda nalipwa thao.
So there was something coming in.
Coming in, but I was trusting God. Nitapata kazi hapo.
Okay.
Yes. So I got a job, and after nishapewa, unajua ufai kusema tu mpaka upewe contract. They gave me the contract. And after giving me contract, then I said, okay, now honey, can we do it? And that is it.
Okay. You planned to now have the baby.
The baby.
Because you have a job now.
Yes.
Then so how was it? How was the pregnancy journey for her? How was the period? This is a new thing that's happening to both of you.
Both of us.
Yeah.
And now to me, I was not getting it, because what I realized, married, pregnancy, it's got too much challenges. So to her, sometimes I could leave her in the house. She was not talking to anyone except me. So ameenda job, sometimes ameenda job, akikuja amekata. Ananingoja mpaka nifanye nini? Nikuje. So we stay still, we just sit down, discuss our issues. Then at some point, when now the pregnancy was getting bigger and bigger, I saw this thing becoming a problem. So what I did, I used to stay somewhere where my also spiritual daughters were. And so I used to tell them, even if she doesn't talk to you, just come in the house and sit with her. So they used to come. So one day, remember when she was almost going to give birth, there was this, how do we call it? False labor, yeah?
Yeah.
It came a week before. And you are in charge. And she called me, now, this has happened. So I thank God, because of my marital mother, I called her. And she called her and asked her some questions. So we took her to a certain hospital in Kona, and they checked on her, and there was nothing like that. So I took her to, because we didn't have money back then. So I took her to Pumwani, and she stayed there for just a day. So at around 7, the next day, my son was born. And one of my daughter was the one who she cleared the boy first, and then I came and gave the boy a name. So my son is called Judah.
Judah. Praise.
Yes. Because God gave me a scripture over it, in the book of Genesis chapter 49. I was told that the scepter of leadership will not leave his home.
Yes.
And so it has been a journey. Now is when I'm seeing what God had said concerning him coming out.
So there is a death coming to happen to your wife. What are the events that are leading to this particular event?
To this particular, now this is the hard one. Can I drink water?
Yes.
Yes. Now my wife, and she can even tell you, okay, she's here. Me, I don't control my wife. My wife, even her, I don't. Because if it's a ministry thing, just give me a call and tell me this is where I'm going. For me, ministry, and I believe that. And so she used to go for ministries all over. There's a friend of mine called Dan. Right now, he has a church in Kitengela. Used to hold some worship experiences in town. And so she used to go there and even serve. And one of these fine days, it was I was on my leave. It was in April. After coming from home, I came, it was on a Sunday. I went to minister to a certain church of a bishop, a friend of mine. Then I came home and she told me, no, I'm not feeling well. And I'm like, what's happening? I gave her her card. By then now we had a small money, and she went to hospital somewhere, and they told her it was meningitis. So that was on Sunday. On Monday, because it's usually my off day, so we sat down, but she went to job. So she called again and she told me, I'm not feeling well. I told her, no, can you pass by the same hospital? So she went there. They gave her an injection of that meningitis. And by then, no, when she came home, I asked her, did they give you even the drugs to take? And she said, no, I don't have any drugs, sorry. So the next day, the situation got worse. So it was now up to me to take her back to a different now hospital. So I went. She was talking along the way. We took a cab. It was a taxi. Those days there was no Ubers or Bolts. So we took a cab and we came home. We went to that hospital and she got treated. She told me she wanted to eat fruits. We bought the fruits. She came home and ate it and we slept. So the next day I was reporting back to work. That was on Tuesday. Yeah. So I reported to work. Even me, I was not feeling well. So I slept outside, and then my boss came and he asked me, Percy, what is happening? I told him, I'm not feeling well, but I'm just okay. So we went to where we keep our drugs, and they gave me some tablets, and I took them. Then I was just normal. Then in the evening, at around 5, I was given a call by my sister-in-law. I used to stay with her. And she calls me, Ochieng, well, it's good to have good relationship with your neighbors. So my immediate neighbor, I called him and I asked him, Baba, are you around? And he told me, yeah, I'm around. I told him, Mama Judah is not feeling well. Please, can you take her to this hospital? And so he drove her to that hospital. So my friend also, because I usually keep friends even where I work, they asked me, Percy, what is happening? I told them, my wife is not feeling fine, and she has been taken to this hospital. And so they drove me to that hospital. When I reached there, I found her just sleeping there. And so the doctors were trying to talk to her, please tell us what is happening. Tell us what is happening. They didn't even ask us for the report of the other doctor. So we stayed there. That was on Tuesday. We stayed there, I think Wednesday. Wednesday. And then Thursday, also she was there. Now, all my friends were there with me. We decided now we need to take her to a better hospital because the situation was getting worse. She's not talking. But before we do that, the doctors in that hospital told us, now, can we go and do
MRI?
Yes. So we went with her up to, I think, opposite Kenyatta Hospital. It's when something hit me and I realized she will not recover. So what I did, because she used to have all her rings, I removed them and kept them in my pockets. And we went. When we came back, as we were being driven in that ambulance, she woke up and she looked at me and she held my hand and she started to cry. And I prayed and I told her, it will be well. I remember by then, I had already consulted Pastor Chris Oyakilome. Bishop was also talking to Chris. I emailed Benny Hinn Ministries and all the ministers, the big ministers that I know, all of them, they were on her case. And so we went back to the hospital. All my friends were there. So we decided next day, if her situation is not changing, we are removing her that hospital. So the next day, my mom, Dr. Lucy came together with some friends, and we took her out of that hospital. And that day, I remember there was a bomb blast in Machakos country blast. Yes. We took her to the private wing of Kenyatta Hospital. And because I was not feeling well after we had taken her to her bed, now my friends decided, no, Percy, you need also to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital. They looked at me and they told me that I have malaria, but I was not believing because I was looking at her. And I told them, my friends, please, can I go and see her once again? So I went and looked at her. So I was expecting anything. So at around 3 in the morning, I received a call from Kenyatta Hospital. Are you so-and-so? Are you the husband to so-and-so? I said, yes. I was like, what is it? And they told me, no, we want you to come because we want to take some blood from you to give the person who is sick. I said, okay. And immediately, I felt there is something that is not right. And I called all my friends. By 4, all of them were waiting for me to come out of the house we go. So when we reached Kenyatta, it was around 5-ish there. And those people looked at me. I have a pastor who was working in the hospital also. I called her and I asked her, is situation okay? And she didn't even respond. Okay. So I wait. Then I could see where she was. The machines have already been put off. So I'm like, what is happening? So I stayed there. Around 8 a.m. Doctor called Dr. Mwangi, I'll never forget that man. Comes and calls me. And he tells me, no, Mr. So-and-so, come to my office. And I went to his office and he locked the door. That was the first thing that he did. And he started to talk to me. He told me, your wife was sick, cerebral malaria. And I asked him, when we went to the hospital that we went previously, they were treating meningitis, something like that. Were they not well acquainted by those kinds of diseases? They told me, no, these were just symptoms. They were just treating symptoms. But the real sickness was malaria, cerebral malaria. And so he told me, unfortunately, your wife is dead. And I saw my words coming down. I looked at the window. It was a grilled window. Because to me, I was seeing myself coming down from 8th floor, going down, because I couldn't see. This person, we had good plans, our future, we had come this far, and we are seeing God lifting us from one level of glory to another. And she was my pillar. She was the very closest friend that I used to have. I used to share with her my pain and my joy. If even somebody abuses me at work, I used to come and tell her. And I believe I couldn't eat without her. I remember one time I went to a Kesha. And this Kesha, I was not feeling like being in that Kesha because she was not there. Because she used sometimes to work at night. And she called me, honey, I'm coming home. Where are you? I told her, this church. And the church was just near the road. And she told me, I'm coming to take you home. And that's how I left the Kesha. And another thing that I used to do, I couldn't eat without her at home. So I made it upon myself not to allow anyone to give me food except her. When she's at home, I eat, we eat. But when she's not there, everybody will eat and I'll wait for her so that we can eat together. So she was very close to me because she's a lady who loved me when I had nothing. When other people were looking down at me and saying, and I remember one time together with my friend, I know you know Manga, there is a lady, we'll never forget that lady, and I don't want to mention her name. She told us this. Now, please allow me to say it in Kiswahili because it will sound the way she said it. Mimi siwezi olewa na ngojea Bwana. And we cried with Nganga. God, this lady has called us ngojea Bwana, because we used to work in a church. And
so ngojea Bwana means waiting for the husband to come so you eat together?
No.
Or what does that?
This means this. You don't have anything.
Ah.
You are still waiting.
Oh, you're waiting on the Lord.
Yes.
I see.
Now you get it, huh?
Yes.
And we cried because we were very close friends with Nganga. We prayed and told God, this lady has not just abused us, she has abused you.
Yeah.
But there is another one. So when we used to go to Keshas, we used to put on kabuti kubwa, and then those clothes mingi, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there is another one who she might watch this one, but I don't want to mention her name. She looked at us. Nyinyi ma watchmen.
Yeah.
Watchmen ties our. And I'm like, what? And there was also another one. Now this is the last one. She came because we used to walk, the two of us. And he asked us, can you give me 100 bob? And we didn't have. We don't have money. And you ndio mnataka kuoa kweli. And so when this lady accepted me the way I was, so I really honored her. And even she knows. Yes. Yeah. Because she's the person who accepted me the way I am, not because of what I had.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do events now unfold? The doctor has locked you in his office, telling you your wife your friend
is gone.
Is gone.
Now I have decided, because I wanted to commit suicide to join her. And then I thank God because of my younger brother. His name is Steve. And my spiritual parents, Bishop Mungai, they came in that office. After the doctor had locked it, the doctor only allowed the two to come in, sorry. And they told me, they told me, they asked me, sorry, what did he tell you? I told Dad and my brother, your daughter is no more. And he looked at me and he told me it is well. And I'm like, how do you tell me it's well that she's well? And she sat me down and told me, Ochieng, I know what you're thinking. But don't do what you're thinking. You have a son to take care of. And then my son was 1 year old, some months. And when he told me that, I just told myself, Ochieng, you need to be there for this young man. And they asked me, can you come out of this plan? So just give me time. But you can allow my mother-in-law to go and see the daughter, so that I'll go there later with you guys. So we went, and I remained there for almost 1 hour. And then when I felt now I'm strong enough, went, and her eyes were open, and I talked to my mother-in-law, please can you close those eyes? And she closed the eyes. And we went home. So when we went home, everybody's coming with me. I just entered my bedroom and cried there. Our bishop was there just praying for me. And I gathered the courage and I told the people that we were with, please take Judah away. Let him go somewhere. So that because it was on a Saturday, so tomorrow you bring him back and I will tell him what happened. To let no one tell him what had happened. So they took him somewhere, and the next day at around 1, because by then now Bishop was around, they came, the entire church came, all my friends were there, and I went to his bedroom, and I told him what happened. He cried, and we said we are there for one another.
Did he understand?
I thought he didn't understand, but the reality, he understood.
He understood.
Yes, because later, when I was just sitting at home, Mondays usually I'm at home, yeah? So I'm just sleeping in my couch there, watching the television, and there was a friend who came, and they were having a conversation. The friend had lost the father, and him the mother. So in this conversation, the friend is telling him, you know, and please allow me to speak in Kiswahili like there. Unajua mimi babangu alikufa, and I'm still waiting to hear from him. Hata mimi babangu alikufa. Do we know? And we told him. And I remember I told him. So from there, I stopped not telling him what really happened, because now he knows. And each and every time when we were called to come to school, I was the one who used to go. Until later, I told my sister-in-law, please, also you can be going. So we used to go with my sister-in-law until he graduated from, what do you call it? PP1? PP2. And then from there, we have been there with him. Yeah.
Here you are now, a bereaved dad. Christian.
Born again.
Man of God.
Holy Ghost filled.
Your wife has died.
Yeah.
Why? Are these questions ringing in your mind? Because sometimes as believers, I think there's a notion we have that some things cannot happen to us. And when they happen to us, it's hard to comprehend.
Let me just talk. Now, one, you know I'm a prayerful person. And when she passed, I questioned God a lot. Why did you allow it to happen? And at some point, it really affected me. Because I remember, my friends, especially where I work, you know, people usually talk and they laugh. And so sometimes even when they were not speaking about me, because I used to have bitterness. And so when I see people laughing, I used to tell them, you guys, you are laughing at me. And so I thank God because of Reverend, I think Daniel Kioko. He gave me a book, and I went and read the book. Also, my mentor, her name is Vicky Winkler. They were my pillars by then, because I remember Bishop Reverend Kioko gave me the book, and even he didn't taught me anything concerning the book. He just told me go and read the book. And after, you know, I used to go to church, kama kawaida, and when they are almost saying the benediction, I and my son used to be at the door going home, because I didn't want anybody to tell me, please, oh yeah, I know what has happened, because no one knows. That's why even today I don't tell anybody who is bereaved that I understand. These things are different. So Reverend Kioko gave me the book, and I read it, and one day I'll come and share the book with you guys so that it can be of help to you. And after reading the book, I started to realize who I am and what had happened. Because people think grief is only when you lose a loved one. There are people who grieve because they have lost a job. There are people who grieve, and especially the people who are watching from America, when you lose a dog or whatever. And so it's different. So when I realized my case, and after studying the book, now I started to deal with myself. Because to me, I thought, these people don't love me. But I realized these people love me and they care. So I had to deal with myself. And each and every time when I see something negative, I used to say, it is not them, it is me. So after overcoming myself, the challenge that I used to have, then now things started to fall on the zone. Yes.
How are you able to deal with grief and parenting?
Grief and parenting.
Yeah.
One, it's hard. And especially if you have a son or a daughter who asks questions. It's hard. And that's why sometimes nowadays I usually tell parents, please be a person who reads a lot. Because there are a lot of things that are hidden in books. But it's only us who don't want to get those things. So one thing that I did, I bought a lot of books concerning grief and how to overcome grief. Because I remember somebody told me, and it's true, grief is like sickness. It's like you're having malaria, so you need to be treated. That's why you who is watching, I want to tell you this, please. If you have lost someone and you feel that thing is on you, please look for a counselor and open up to that person. I usually tell people in church, a lady who helped me to overcome this, even though I read a lot of books, she used to sell some electronics here in Satellite. So one day, I felt I needed someone to talk to. And you know, if you have lost a wife, if you talk to a lady, people will think, okay, you want to date the lady. And if a lady comes to your house and you want to talk to that house, they will say you are in a relationship. So I was very keen. So I went to that lady. I wanted to buy something, but the reason why I was buying that thing so that I can have a conversation with her. And I told this lady, please, I want to buy this, I think DVD, and I will buy it at any amount that you want. But before I pay, I want to talk to you. And she told me, okay, I'm there. So I poured my heart, my pain, and I told her, you know,
was she a stranger? Did you know her?
She was a stranger.
Okay.
Because I didn't want somebody who knows me.
Okay.
Because they might go and think about me. So I told him, you know, I've lost a wife. I loved my wife. And I talked. And she made a mistake by asking me, by the way, you stranger, who is your name? And I told her, please, you are not supposed to know me. I just want to pour my heart to you. I said, okay, we are fine, but you will pay me. I said, okay. See, I'm buying the DVD. That's the payment. So I talked. She used just to nod. And when I finished, and I told her, now I'm finished. Please, how much? 12,000. I paid, and I went my way, and my heart was relieved. The pain that I used to feel, it was no more. Now I started to pray and to ask God, please help me now to talk to my boy, to understand. And I used to pray, and I tell God, if you bless me with a lady, I need someone who loves my son the way his mother used to love her. And that is it.
So now, how do you move on?
Moving on.
Yes, moving on. Like now accepting.
The
Because
reality.
yes, I know you know the stages of grief. And the last one is acceptance. How do you get to acceptance?
Do you know? Yes, it was, I think yesterday, but we were talking about it. You know, and I will tell everyone, please never tell somebody who is grieved to move on. Because there is no stage called moving on. It's in books. Because I remember people used to tell me when I write about my wife, you know, let her rest in peace.
I saw it. You would write a lot on Facebook and post photos of her.
You need to release. I remember I went even up to home. And each and every year, I used to, because I cemented the grave, I used to paint it with her colors. So even people used to, this time around, not last year, we were there, and they were asking me, Percy, are you not doing what you used to do? What you used to, because I used to paint it and leave a scripture there. So, how I moved on. Sometimes I usually tell myself, I've never moved on. I'm still there. Because sometimes I was telling her, I remember one of my fathers took me to was it Arorashu? I think something like Arorashu.
So let me cut you short. When Percy says when telling her, and he keeps referring to her, the current wife now, your wife is here.
Yeah,
so
she's
people cannot see you.
Oh, she's here.
She's here. We are meeting her shortly. Yeah. So when he says her, he's talking to not to the
but her.
But her, yeah.
So we went, and the lady was serving us, and I was looking at this lady. She looked the same height, even the color, the way she walked. And I told my mom, is this Mama Trude? She said, no. She said, shut up. She's normal. And it's normal. Let me just talk to you. Especially when you are going through grief. It is normal. I remember one time I went to town, and I saw a lady who looked like my late wife. I followed that lady. Wherever she went, I was there. She's the one. So I called my mom, and God bless my mom. I called her. My mom is called Shiro. I called her, Mom, I've seen your daughter. And she rebuked me. So I go, okay, she's not there. She's not the one. So many a times it happened. Even when I come from work, I used to see ladies who look like my wife. And I could even tell my friend, please, I saw my wife in Ochieng. Those are stories of Java. So, Java. But they used to understand me and give me that listening ear. Here I am. I don't say that I've really moved on, but I've moved on. And I thank God because she helped me to move on. Because it was not easy, and it's still not easy. Because, and especially if you have the sisters-in-law and the other people, sometimes they can tell you, you are ours, not hers. And it reminds you of a lot of things. Yes. And also I thank God because of my brothers. They gave me the listening ear. I could talk nonsense to them. I could even tell them, please, nyinyi bado mko na bibi, mimi sina. And they're just there. Yes, but I thank God.
Wow. It's something that needs to be talked about, especially in our Christian circles. Especially how to approach somebody who has lost a loved one. Probably, maybe it's not a spouse, also a child. Someone has probably lost a child, a parent. It's important to know how we are supposed to talk to them, things we should say and things that we are not supposed to say.
Let me tell you, if grief is not easy, and when you are grieved, do you know what I came to realize? When you are in grief, you can marry because of the situation. You can marry. Because I remember there were a lot of people who used to come to my home. And because there was a gap or a vacuum in my heart, people could desire to take advantage of it, and especially as Christians. And that's why sometimes I usually tell pastors and members of churches, please never accuse somebody who has lost a loved one. Because I remember I went to my mentor, Vicky, the lady that I was speaking about, and asked her, because she had lost her husband, how do you overcome the loneliness? And she told me, Ochieng, in your house, do you have pillows? And I told her, yeah. I know right now your bed is so big, and you don't know even how. Because I remember it took me time to come back to the bedroom. Because when I could enter the bedroom, I could feel she's there. So he told me, I want you to reduce your bed size. And I asked her, how do I reduce the bed? Can I just cut it into two? And she told me, no. Put pillows so that when you sleep at where you used to sleep. But the other parts, let pillows occupy it. And I started to do it slowly by slowly. Sometimes I could sleep there during the day, but at night, back to the sitting room. So it took me time because I had also given myself time. I told myself I want to take 4 years of healing because I realized as a born again person, we make a lot of mistakes. And sorry to say this. When someone lost a loved one, we are so quick to tell this person to move on and to get married. And this person will not get married because of him, but it's because of you. That's why you find a person who has lost a loved one, either a lady or a man. This person marries a lot of people. He marries, he breaks, he marries, he breaks the marriage, he marries, they break the marriage. Why? Because he or she didn't marry because of herself or himself. He got married because of the pressure that people were giving him. I remember even a pastor friend of mine called me and told me, Ochieng, it has been taken 1 year. We want to see you entering another relationship. And I told him, how? And he tried to go to explain, but I thank God because of having the people around me who could help me to overcome. And I remember one time I went and talked to my bishop, Bishop Francis Mungai, and he told me, son, don't do it because of them. Do it because of you and your son. And that is it. And I remember, let me tell you, and me, I just want to open up. You know, when, for example, you lost a husband or a wife, there are these ladies, yeah, or these men that sees you as a potential candidate. In my house, they used to come. That was a challenge, a huge one. You see somebody comes, Judah, I brought this. And I'm like, oh God, these people don't know how I'm feeling and my stand to this issue. So they used to come. Some came, prayed with me. Some came. And you know, if you have people, especially my brothers, some of them, they could say, Ochieng, you need to get married to that lady. And I said, no, I know my God. See, he says in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 11, at his time he has made everything to look beautiful. But I haven't seen this. And so it was a challenge. But I thank God because of his grace and the mentors that I had. They helped me. That's why if someone is grieving, please don't leave that person. Be there. Because church, let me tell you, church, we accuse people. Simply somebody coming, for example, and God forbid, seeing me here doesn't mean we are doing anything. And I made sure in my house, I never stayed alone. I used to have people whom I'm accountable to. So if you come to me, I'll tell you, okay, you want to spend in my house, there is a bedroom, my son's bedroom, you can spend there, me, my bedroom, and my bedroom.
Ladies would want to spend in your house.
They used to come. And they are there. My sister-in-law never left. She was there for me. And so they could eat, they could do a lot of things. And I thank God. And then I remember that. Yes, I remember there was this one. You know, by then now we started to remove the clothes. I used to give out the clothes. And so when I was giving the clothes, there is this, I think there's a certain lady who came. And so I gave them clothes, blah, blah. She said, these ones, kama mimi mwenye nyumba. And I'm like, God, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. And so together with my son, who is a pastor in Kimilili, they used to come, we talk, they knew. And I remember this one is a challenge also. At one point, because my sister-in-law was in school, we decided to employ a lady to take care of my son. Where? So me, I'm this person who, when I sleep, no one else should wake me up except my son or my wife. And this was a lady from Kisi, and I'm asleep. She comes and touched my lap. Papa Judah, you know, I was shocked. And I told my sister-in-law, no, we are not going to stay with this lady. If you are not supposed to come and wake me, why is she coming to wake me? Because I realized also the ladies that we employed at some point, they were seeing me as a potential husband. Yeah. But I thank God because of my sister-in-law. Her name is Gashungwa. She was there all through. Even right now, she's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. What I have seen in your story is that you had a lot of support.
Very.
You had a lot of support, so many people surrounding you, talking to you, caring for you, because this is a sign that they care and cared even during that time to work with you and to...
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
You know, the reason why, if for example somebody was born again and he had lost a loved one, the reason why they end up backsliding is because there is no support system. And the reason why, even now in our time, you find somebody has lost a wife or a husband, she also commits a suicide because there is no support system. But if you have a support system, you can overcome, you can get healed, and you can do whatever you want to do later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So we are coming to the end of this part. We know that you got married again. After how many years now? Did you get married?
I got married after 5 years.
After 5 years.
And before she comes, let me just give you the story. I used to go, because now I wanted to overcome this pain.
Yeah.
So I used to go to minister to their church. Their pastor is my spiritual son. So I used to have an annual crusade or sometimes even a conference. So this time around, I used to go in May. So I went in May, did my thing, and God speaks to me and tell me, son, I want you to go back to Kimilili, Bungoma. And I asked God, what am I going to do there? And he told me, no, you are supposed to go. So I went. And it was a youth week. So after preaching, by then I was preaching and telling them, yes, I'm single, I'm a single father, and I'm not here to get married, and I don't need a lady here. You know, as from the lakeside, the way we do our thing. And after that, I finished preaching and then sat down, and God told me, call the 3 ladies and 3 men. So we went to the pastor's house and we started a conversation. We were just talking normally. You are Nini, and then all of a sudden God tells me, she's the one. Then I didn't even tell the pastor what God spoke to me. Asked me, I came back to Nairobi and asked the first pastor, give me the number to that lady. The pastor gives me a wrong number. I'm like, no, you didn't want me to get married or to get to know this lady, no? And then he started to tell me about the lady, her faith, her walk with Christ. Because I didn't want a person who I will hold her hands again for her to mature spiritually. So the pastor gave me now the correct number, and we talked, and I told her I have a son whom I walked together with. Even missions, I used to go with my son. And I want you to come and meet my son. And she met my son, and they talked, and my son loved her because now she became a mother figure to her. Yes.
Wow, we're about to meet this beautiful lady in a short while. So what will happen is that you will watch this episode, and then you have to wait for next week to watch the episode that is going to air next. So thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. Please be sure to subscribe, share, comment, like, and remember to come back next week to watch the continuation of this story. And I know and believe that you have been blessed. So thank you so much, Pastor Ochieng, for joining us for this episode. We're coming back again. So thank you so much. See you again next week. Bye.
Bye.